So what happens when 60,000 people descend on the desert for one of the world's largest off-road races? You get a place called Hammertown. Welcome to King of the Hammers. So if you subscribe to my channel, you know that I don't do too many off-road races. I don't cover a lot of off-road racing as a job, more boats, but I have covered Parker 425 and Mid 400 for River Dave's place, but it's not my niche. But I got a call from a friend of mine who is friends with Shannon Campbell. And if you don't know who he is a professional off-road racer, very big name, sponsored by Monster Energy. And of course, when she got the opportunity to co-drive for him and invited me, I jumped at the opportunity. It turns out that there was a little bet made on New Year's Eve that Shannon wouldn't drive a Class 1100 car. A Class 1100 car is a very low-powered, small Baja style bug. Well, he made that bet on New Year's Eve, and apparently he lost. I don't know much about the details of the story, so we'll talk to Shannon in a little bit. But the bottom line is Shannon is going to be driving this Baja bug in the 1100 class race tomorrow night, and my friend Jen is the co-driver. I got the invite. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Okay, so while Shannon's team was getting their cars ready for the Ultra 4 race later that week, it was time for us to start prepping the Class 11 car for battle in a couple days from now. It was pretty cold outside, so it was cool to see how their hauler could create an enclosed garage area. But that's reserved for the big dogs. For our little ragtag team, we had to get the job done in the elements, so it was time to pull the bug out of the trailer and get to work. Alright, so last night was really cold. I mean, we knew it was cold, but sleeping was not really that comfortable because of how cold it was outside, permeating the motorhome. But just to prove how cold it was, I just went to my truck here and picked up these water bottles, frozen solid, and that's just from sitting outside in the truck bed. So that's proof of how cold it was. No wonder I was freezing all night. Time to get an extra blanket for tonight. Now, Shannon is obviously a professional driver, but Jen is an experienced off-roader in her own right, having ridden quads and ATVs her whole life, and even taking a first and a second place finish in the 1999 and 2000 Whiplash Series in Parker, Arizona. She and Shannon have been friends for years, so when this bet came up, she was on the short list to co-drive. She was super stoked for the opportunity. Here's your car, Jen. Woohoo! This is not power steering. While Drew started getting the car prepped, I took a little trip to race control to pick up my media credentials. It's always fun to drive around Hammertown and see the different setups that the teams make for the pits. But no sooner than I got back did I find out that Shannon had already taken the Bug for a little test drive and gave it a flat tire. We didn't know it at the time, but this was a foreshadow of the chaos yet to come.
I got a cut-off wheel in there. So let's cut that, and then I'm going to go show Mike a video real quick. I just be trying to turn it. I might have rolled it off. I don't know.
Let's just check them. So they're all
I wonder if it's too low to... Because he was telling me when you go into the corners, you try and break it and set it a little bit before you... Oh, and let's put that tire back in the front, I think. I'll go show him that video and see what he thinks.
Yeah.
As if Drew didn't have enough to do, he now had one more repair on the list. While he was at it, Shannon had a couple more modification requests after his test drive, so we left him alone to do his thing. While Drew was working on the car, Jen and I took the opportunity to go get her safety equipment certified at tech inspection. And even they had heard about the Shannon Campbell bet.
The film. Is she someone famous?
I will be.
She is co-driver for Shannon Campbell.
Is this the 11 box one?
Yeah,
I walked up on him. I'm like, do I know you? He's like, nice, it's my first time.
it is his first time driving a Bug.
And I said, you look like somebody famous.
That's funny.
And so I said, what are you doing in that car? He said, we're going to have so much fun.
Oh, we are gonna have fun. It drives good. I heard it was fun here last year.
And just these guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a nauseous pill with Shannon Campbell for sure, because my stomach's
You know
already...
he's going to go all out.
Oh, I already know. It's gonna be bucket list.
Yeah, you can get right. Thank you guys.
All right, thank you.
Have a great time.
All right, bye.
With that out of the way, it was time to show the team owner, Norma Jean Camilla, her new race car.
First look at your finished car, Norma.
Now, when our buddy Chad made this bet with Shannon, they didn't even have a Class 11 car to race. But that was part of the deal. Shannon said that if Chad could find and prep a car in the next 30 days before King of the Hammers, he would drive it. Not wanting to lose the bet, Chad connected with some friends who knew of a car that finished third in the Baja 1000 a couple months earlier. It was a little beat up and needed some work, but it was available and mostly race ready. It was still in Mexico, so they drove down and bought the car and hauled it back to Arizona where they began race prep. 28 days later, here we are at King of the Hammers.
Wow, that's incredible. So if you put soapy water on it, peel it off, you can move it, get it where you want, and then you squeegee out all the bubbles.
With a lot left to do before tonight's race, it was all hands on deck to finish prepping the car before the big show. With Jen being all of 5'2", she was feeling a little insecure inside the car. So to help her feel more safe, Drew fabricated a custom foot brace on the floor which would enable her to press herself more firmly into the seat, while also giving her an imaginary brake to press when Shannon was driving like a maniac.
Chad.
Once that was done, it was time to head to staging where another celebrity driver came by to confirm the rumor.
Radio check on Campbell 1. I think there's someone else on it.
What is
she doing in a bug? You got the bug fever,
That's
dude?
what we're wondering.
You got any pointers? I drove it 2 miles.
What do you think?
I don't know. I'm afraid to hit that jump. Let's put it that way.
If you qualify better than me, then I probably messed up. So if you see me behind you, get the hell out of the way. I got a bunker. So by now you might be asking, why Class 11? After all, they're not fast or flashy or full of suspension. Well, Class 11 has seen a resurgence in popularity over the last few years. What is basically an entry-level class of racing has to some become one of the most exciting classes in the field. That's because Class 11 is for everyone. With rules that keep it strictly limited to a stock build, it doesn't matter if you're Shannon Campbell, Blake Wilkie, or Joe Schmo. It's an affordable class that anyone can race and be competitive. With all things being equal, it comes down to the drivers, their crews, and the cars they built by themselves according to the rule book. Class 11 evens the playing field between rookies and pros without all the influence of big money. It's a true driver's class, which not only makes it fun for the drivers, but it's become a new fan favorite. So this is how it works. All the cars line up in a Le Mans style start where they will be led around for a parade lap. From there they will be released one by one for a series of qualifying laps. From there they will be lined up 2 by 2 at the starting line in order to qualify. Once everyone is in position, they'll drop the green flag and let them rip. That means I need to go find a good spot at the first turn so I can catch all the action. Now, being my first Class 11 race and being at night, it was pretty hard for me to tell what was going on. I did my best to keep up, but clearly I wasn't prepared to film in the dark. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking this was the start of the qualifying laps. So with qualifying over, it was time to line them up and drop the green flag. Obviously, Shannon and Jen didn't qualify well because they came out of the gate mid-pack. But with Shannon being a professional driver, we figured they'd pick their way to the front. After a few laps, I started realizing I was seeing other cars come around for new laps, but I never saw the 1199 come around again. I had seen a bunch of headlights jumping around right after the first turn, and it looked like a crash, but I was hoping they weren't involved. That's when I began to worry. I kept scanning the track in the dark, but they were nowhere to be found on the course. And then I heard my name. How was you guys? What happened? Yep, it was Shannon and Jen. They were walking back from the turn where the wreck had happened. They were involved, and they had to ditch the car because it was so damaged. Apparently, another car had rolled over, causing a chain reaction, and they were taken out in the process. Happy to see that they were okay, I followed them back to the pits where we waited for the race to end.
We were so far back when we came through, it's just like boom.
You were the rollover.
Well,
the fire.
No, the guy rolled over, and then the other guy turned, and we missed him and just turned square into our lane, and we hit him square in the door. And it took out the steering.
How's the paint? Stickers are good. Stickers are good, though.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are fine.
Fuck up the sticker on the top roll.
I don't want to see the car.
It took out the whole fender on one side.
It'll buff out.
Yeah, now they came up fast. Too. I was like, here we go. Damn.
You were a man. Hey, was it fun?
Into my right there.
Was it fun for the Jen? Was it fun for the first 20 seconds?
Yeah. He was yelling more than anybody.
Now, I almost didn't make this video because it kind of had no ending after the crash. I mean, how do you end a video of a race where your subject crashes on the first lap? I just didn't know what to do with it at the time, and honestly, I'm not even sure if this is it. But what I realized is that I owed it to my friend Jen for having me along in the first place. Regardless of the crash, it was a great weekend full of fun memories and great stories. And even if it didn't have the happy ending that I wanted it to, she'll always have this video to pull up and relive an amazing bucket list experience. In the end, it may have worked out the way it was supposed to, because last week, just a few days before I finished this video, we were invited to come and film this same race again with the same car, but this time with a new celebrity driver, which means you'll have to subscribe to my channel and check back next month for a whole new story. But hopefully this time, they actually finished the race. Well, that's it for this video, but before I go, I want to thank Shannon Campbell and his Monster Energy team for their hospitality, as well as Drew Isom for letting us crash the party in his pits. Until next time, thanks for watching.